HasuObs spawning in the bottom left? Just a wild guess. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. It is Steps of War. We have HasuObs spawning in the bottom left here on this grand final of tonight's CraftCup number 28. It is Insolence against HasuObs. HasuObs is spawning as the bottom left yellow Protoss player. We have Insolence at the top right red Protoss player, and Insolence is currently up. Just let me refresh this. He is up 2-1 against HasuObs. He won the first game, he lost the second game, and he won the third game. Now we are in the fourth game. Did I say third game? We are actually in the fourth game. It is Steps of War. And HasuObs were just asking him, no need to translate this, if Insolence is going for a push of doom, but HasuObs this time, he is going for the proxy gate. Like Insolence went for the proxy gate on the first game on Scrap Station, and Insolence is not checking if there's any proxy gating coming up. He did not check for the natural, and nice timing by HasuObs. He knew exactly when to go, because it's the 2-minute mark when the Protoss player decided to go for the gate and then move out. HasuObs waited long enough, then he moved in. He sees the he sees the double gate opening by Insolence, and PLT saying, "Oh, looks like macro play." So first gate is finished. The Zealot is being chrono boosted. This other Zealot is being chrono boosted as well. And HasuObs now getting some gas. I'm not sure where this is going. I would have expected maybe a forge or something like this. Build a pylon here, because this is quite effective on Steps of War, having a cannon and the Zealot to defend the cannon, because the Zealot can just run around like a crazy person, and the Zealot is therefore and the cannon is just being warped in, and as soon as the cannon is finished against pure Zealots, cannon is quite a good talent to have. So, but unfortunately, I think this is not looking too good for HasuObs, because going for the 1-gate proxy gate against the 2-gate opening in the main base of Insolence. And take a look at the SimCity here of Insolence, walling off the left side, partly walling off the right side of his Nexus, and now HasuObs is just kiting all those Zealots, and good job by this probe. This little probe just killed one other unit. This Zealot is being chased by the other Zealot here. And of course the Zealot is low HP, just started to regenerate his chills, got taken out, and now he is running away. What about Insolence? Does he actually know, or does he only suspect those buildings? And another Zealot is there. He killed actually 2 probes. Let's take a look at the probe count for the moment, and HasuObs is currently ahead by 4 probes. He's got 2 more gates warped in. He's got warping in. He's got the cybernetic core finished, and looks like he does not want to go for the warp gate technology right away, so he can warp in some stalkers. Of course, he will be in a lot of trouble pretty soon. Does he have enough energy for the warping in? Yes, he does, but he is currently supply blocked. Now only getting this pylon. Now he needs to run away, and there are 3 Zealots in the base of HasuObs, and those 3 Zealots will just manhandle. They will just annihilate the remaining probes here. This is not looking good for HasuObs, but HasuObs got 2 stalkers out, and now he's coming with those 2 stalkers back to his own main base, because of the fact that Insolence only got the cybernetics core. He just warped in. Maybe HasuObs will be able to buy himself some more time, so in the end he will have 3 stalkers. He now can send back his probes to mining, because he just needs to kite stuff with his 3 stalkers, and HasuObs needs to run away. Of course, the stalkers are much faster. Good split by Insolence, because one Zealot is now attacking the probe. Hasu is forced to surround the Zealot, but you can surround a single Zealot. It should be no big deal. You only will lose 2 or 3 probes in the process. So now he took care of all the Zealots in his own main base. There's just 1 stalker. One stalker is still playing a little bit, and nice multitasking, by the way. I would not be able to multitask to micro those stalkers here in my main base, micro the stalkers here, which is still being produced at this gateway. And this one single gateway produced so many units, which were so effective. But Insolence now has already 8 Zealots out. HasuObs needs to be very careful but he's got 4 stalkers of his own, now 5 stalkers, and with 5 stalkers, of course you are able to kite quite a lot, but now there are some stalkers in the mix of Insolence as well. Let's take a look at the harvester count. It's now 17 harvesters for Insolence, 13 for HasuObs. The army composition currently is better for HasuObs. HasuObs needs to relocate his stalker. Now the gate most likely will go down. No, it will not, because Insolence is going back to his own main base. So Insolence being ahead 5 harvesters. In terms of unit composition, he is in terms of supply, he is ahead. In terms of unit position, I am not really sure, because 3 stalkers are not enough for 5 stalkers. On the other hand, those 4 zealots will be able to create quite a lot of damage. Meanwhile, the stalkers were able to deal quite a lot of damage. And now, nice job here by Haas to lure this zealots down, and maybe will be able to take out this one zealot. No, he will be not. Meanwhile, more zealots for Insolence are arriving. This is really close, and in the end, I think Insolence is in the lead, not only because he's got one more active gateway, but because of the fact that he's got more harvesters. On the other hand, we see HasuObs now going for the Twilight Council once again, and if he will able to survive long enough, he needs to survive 125 seconds. If he is able to survive this long, he might be able to do some damage with Dark Templars, because if I would be in his position, I would know, okay, he killed with his Zealot counter attack, he killed a little bit too many units there. And he's got the Twilight Council finished. He now got the option to go for the Blink, and yes, indeed, it will be Blink. No, he just cancelled the Blink right away, and I would really like him to go for the DTs. And he's got soon enough minerals to go for the DTs, soon enough gas, and indeed, it will be a DT shrine. But now Insolence himself decided to go for the robotics facility. So now, on the other hand, the Blink Stalkers will be a little bit better. So this is PvP. This is a little bit like gambling Russian roulette. Of course, going for the gateways and the robo is most of the time the most safest way to go for. It's just because when you have the observer, you know not only what's going on in the base, you have the detection already. But maybe, this was my thought process as well, maybe if HasuObs would have decided to go for the, like he does right now, to go for the Dark Templars, assuming, okay, Insolent would just have 4 gates and he would just warp in a shitloads of units, might be going for Blink Stalkers or DTs of his own. HasuObs knew that he was ahead in terms of tech, because he got his cybernetics core much faster. There we see the Dark Shrine is finished in 5 seconds, and there is the first observer. So this will be the absolutely worst timing possible, and I can even imagine HasuObs. There's the DT, the observer, there are the DTs, and the DTs just got spotted right away. And nice force fits here, and we might even see a GG pretty soon. And there we see the GG, the well played, and the congratulations. So Insolence, I was talking only very good about Insolence, and looks like I still can't keep on talking very good about him, because he played very, very good in this PvP finals. He most of the times had the upper hand. His decision making was very good. In the end, he was coming back to the roots. He played very solid. As soon as he defended, he did not try something fancy. He decided to go for, okay, I can go for the robo play. And as soon as HasuObs DTs were killed, because they were spotted by the observer, he knew that he would have no chance at all. So Insolence winning this best of 5 series 3-1, showing us how a good PvP is done, how you could execute how you can execute a good 4-gate rush, a good 4-gate defense as well, because he was attacked by a proxy gate, and I think it was not that good for HasuObs that his proxy gate got stopped by the double gate opening of Insolence. So Insolence having a good anticipation of what HasuObs will do. So with the double gate opening, you're pretty much safe against any early aggression. So Insolence taking this best of 5 series 3-1. He will advance to the King of the Month tournament monthly finals from the CraftCup, where it's a $500 prize pool. It is Naniva qualified, Treelock is qualified, now Insolence is qualified, and the last spot will be determined next Sunday, so in 2 days, where Dimaga is playing a best of 5 against Pomi. Pomi, for those of you who don't know this, he's from Roxkiss. He is for the same clan, for example, like Redhawk is on. And he is a Protoss player. So we see a TVZ on Sunday, and this TVZ I most likely will cast it, and it will happen as soon as each Pomi and Dimaga will be finished with their Zotac and with their Go for SC2. Just let me stop the VOD, by the way.